Andrea believed she hit the jackpot when she adopted a retired police dog in Baltimore. Living as a single woman in the city was no easy feat, especially in its darker alleys where danger seemed to lurk around every bend. It wasn't long before she encountered situations she wished she could erase from memory. Welcome to Wonderbot Animals. As she traversed the streets, Andrea felt like a prime target for those with ill intentions. Her status as a young, single woman made her vulnerable to the unsavory characters that populated the city's underbelly. To compound matters, her husband's departure left her not only heartbroken, but also homeless. With limited finances, she found herself settling into one of Baltimore's most notorious neighborhoods, a place where safety was a luxury few could afford. Despite her best efforts to adapt and persevere, Andrea found herself repeatedly falling victim to the neighborhood's dangers. Robberies became routine, and she often felt the weight of unwelcome eyes following her every move. On one harrowing occasion, she narrowly escaped a kidnapping attempt thanks only to her trusty pepper spray. Andrea's sense of security was shattered, and the prospect of finding refuge in a safer locale seemed like a distant dream. Yet, she clung to hope, knowing that someday she might break free from the cycle of fear and uncertainty that gripped her daily existence. Luck smiled upon Andrea when an unexpected solution presented itself on a silver platter. Seeking companionship, she ventured to the local animal shelter one day with thoughts of adopting a cat. However, fate had other plans in store. As Andrea perused the shelter's offerings, her attention was captivated by a sight that stirred her curiosity. A police officer entered, accompanied by an aging German shepherd. Overhearing snippets of conversation, Andrea learned that the dog was a retired police canine in need of a new home, as no one at the station could provide care. At that moment, a spark of realization ignited within Andrea. Perhaps this dog held the key to resolving her dual challenges. Without hesitation, Andrea seized the opportunity, interrupting the officer to plead her case. She poured out her heart, sharing her circumstances and begging for the chance to adopt the dog. To her relief, the officer readily agreed, seemingly indifferent to the dog's fate. Though this indifference struck her as odd, Andrea's elation overshadowed any concerns. Named Shan, the dog became Andrea's steadfast companion from their first moments together. Walking beside Shan, Andrea noticed a shift in how others perceived her. No longer did she endure unwanted attention or confrontational encounters. With Shan by her side, Andrea felt an invisible shield enveloping her, granting a newfound sense of invincibility. Returning home, Andrea introduced Shan to her new surroundings, eager to share her sanctuary with her loyal companion. Yet, Shan's demeanor remained reserved, her tail held low as she explored the unfamiliar environment with cautious curiosity. True to her police training, Shan's vigilance persisted even in the quiet of night, her restless movements echoing through the house as Andrea listened from behind her closed bedroom door. Come morning, Shan surrendered to sleep, her presence a comforting presence on Andrea's couch, a silent guardian in their shared sanctuary. It was odd, but maybe Shan was used to working at night when she was a police dog, so she kept an upside-down schedule. Andrea knew she had to change that because she wanted Shan to be with her during the day too. So, Andrea stayed home and waited for Shan to wake up before going out. She was scared to go out alone, even though she'd been doing it for 2 months. But waiting turned out to be the right decision because she'd need Shan that night. In the afternoon, Shan was full of energy again. Perfect timing because Andrea had to get money from the ATM at a nearby bus station, a place she felt really unsafe going to. And with good reason. She'd been robbed there before, and she knew others had too. The criminals had it easy because there were no cameras, and the police hadn't done anything about all the complaints. But there wasn't another bus station nearby, so Andrea and everyone else had no choice but to use it. When they got to the bus station, there wasn't a line, just a few people hanging around. They were probably waiting for someone to take out money they could steal. But Andrea felt safe with Shan by her side, and Shan was alert, so no one dared to come close. As Andrea left the bus station, she sensed someone was following them, and Shan kept glancing back. Andrea felt safe with Shan by her side, but she hurried home nonetheless. As they neared her house, 3 intimidating-looking men approached, wearing hoods that concealed their faces. Feeling a surge of fear, Andrea held Shan close. At first, Shan didn't react, but as the men drew nearer, she began to growl and show her teeth. Startled, the men quickly backed off and retreated across the street. Relieved, Andrea showered Shan with extra treats, grateful for her protective instincts. Without Shan's intervention, Andrea dreaded to think what might have happened. Despite the strange incident from the previous night, Shan's behavior remained consistent over the next few nights at Andrea's home. She remained active, especially when she heard police sirens as if anticipating being called into duty. Andrea felt a pang of sadness for Shan's past life, but she remained hopeful that Shan would eventually settle into her new surroundings. Andrea did her utmost to make Shan feel comfortable and secure. On another night when Andrea needed to withdraw money, she took Shan along to the bus station. Finding 2 people already there, one withdrawing money and the other waiting, Andrea decided against waiting in line, concerned about becoming an easy target. Instead, she opted to take a brief walk around the block while the others used the bus station. When Andrea got back to the bus station, there was only one person there, a man with his hood on. Andrea felt a bit scared, but decided to go ahead anyway. Shan seemed unsure at first, sniffing in the man's direction with curiosity. After Andrea got her money, she quickly put it in her purse so the man couldn't see how much she had. She didn't have a lot, but she needed every bit to pay rent. While she was at the bus station, Shan kept an eye on the man. Suddenly, he started coming towards them. Andrea's heart raced, but Shan didn't do anything. Andrea called her name, and Shan growled at the man, who was acting strange. But it didn't scare him like it scared the other men before. Andrea knew she had to leave fast. She tried to run, but the man blocked her way. She pleaded with him, but he didn't listen. She saw her chance to run when he stood still, but when she tried, he moved to stop her. She was scared and didn't know what to do. Then, Shan surprised everyone. Instead of scaring the man, she ran up to him and jumped into his arms. The man laughed and caught Shan easily. Shan licked his face and his sweatshirt fell, revealing an ordinary old man. The man explained that Shan was his dog, and he used to be a police officer. Shan was his partner, but he couldn't take her when he left the force. Andrea was shocked but relieved. The man just wanted to say hi to Shan because he had seen her with Andrea around the neighborhood a few days earlier. Andrea and the man got to chatting, and she understood that the man just missed his dog. He had to leave Shan with a friend, but he knew that the man wasn't up for taking care of a dog. When he found out his friend had left Shan in a shelter, the man hoped his dog would find a good family. Now, he was happy to know that Shan was still doing what she does best, helping someone and keeping them safe. Andrea was very moved by the man's story, and she agreed to meet him for coffee the next day and talk some more. He meant no harm, and knowing that he was a retired police officer made her feel at ease. When they met for coffee and talked some more, Andrea decided to meet regularly with him so he could have dates with Shan and spend some time with her. Even if she couldn't leave with him, it doesn't mean he couldn't be a part of her life. It's funny how things work out, isn't it? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more content. Until next time.